Tonight, to give his own version of events is Wale Quadry, who is a director at Ikorodu City, Quality Quadry, as we like to call him on X. Wale, thank you so much for coming through tonight, joining Steam Company, the likes of Toyin Bitoye and your namesake, Wale Adigun, in the studio. Thank you so much for coming through, Wale.
Yeah, thank you very much, Koiki, for having me on the show tonight.
So the question is, how badly did you beat Plateau United?
I mean, like we've been saying since on Saturday, that they started the, I call it cheap blackmail. Because what really happened, let me just, take us through. So on Saturday, in Lagos, we have Onikon Stadium, presently now. That's the only stadium that we have in Lagos that can host NPFL
The only functional stadium?
The only functional stadium, thank you, that can host NPFL games and as well as NNL games. So on Saturday, we had Sporting Lagos and Accuse United. They played the NNL opener, and the game ended around 6 o'clock. So now both teams, before that time, Ikorodu City, we've not been able to use the facilities, that's Onikon, to train all through the week, right? So statutorily, before any league game, both teams will have to fill the pitch. So because the game ended by 6, there was an NNL game between Accuse United and Sporting Lagos, ended by 6 p.m. By 6 p.m. So we had only 1 hour. And if you look at the weather situation, the weather situation these days, we have longer nights, shorter days. So 1 hour is not even enough for only Plateau United to train. So we have to manage the situation. And the club president, not the chairman now, the club president, spoke to the coach of Plateau United and explained the situation to him that, look, this is the situation. What do we do? And Coach Shola Adegun said, it doesn't even need half of the field, to train. That it's just warm-up section. They just need to loosen up. That both teams can share, the pitch and train. That was it.
So you're saying that Plateau United were not forced to share the pitch. That was an agreement, a mutual agreement between both teams.
It was a mutual agreement between the head coach of Plateau United and Ikorodu City club president.
Okay.
So it was a mutual agreement.
So the question I'm asking is, must you train at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena? Because there's the legacy pitch. Like I said, there's also another facility in Ikorodu that I know of that is used by Tonic Football Club. It's a decent pitch. It's also artificial as well. Must you train at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena?
So like I said, both teams have to fill the pitch, and you have to put this into consideration that all through the week we've not felt or we didn't have a chance to train or fill that pitch, and we have a game on Sunday. So it will be very, very risky.
But you fill the pitch almost every 2 weeks.
But you have to train. You have to train.
So
the question is not must we. The question is, did Plateau United permit us to train? At the same time with their team. The answer is yes.
Okay.
So why now? Okay.
So the allegations that Plateau United also made as well. If my producer can help me, I put up the Plateau United official statement on the screen. They released that today, and they made some serious allegations, Wale. But just to hear some of the things that they said that their sporting director was assaulted. They said that some staff members were assaulted. A player was assaulted. A fan was assaulted during the game, after the game as well. So, Wale, I also have a good authority that you were not at that game, were you?
How will it possible?
Did you attend that game?
I was at the game.
You were at the game?
I was at the game from the start to the end.
So you witnessed everything?
I witnessed everything.
So what about these allegations about how players being assaulted?
Let me just explain what happened.
Okay, so, please do.
In every stadium you go to, there are areas that are restricted. Yeah, we have restricted areas.
Technical areas.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to.
Referees dressing room. Yeah. Match officials areas. There are a lot of restricted areas that you don't have to. Even sometimes when we are playing, not sometimes, most of the times, Ikorodu City's top officials, like myself, the club president, and Puja as well, there are some areas that we don't have access to. So now, these teams, they will come to Lagos. the security personnel will say, this place, these are restricted areas, you are not allowed to go. They will say, no, this is Lagos. You know, stuff like that. They've been coming out and we've been saying this. Look.
So are you saying, basically, alleging that the same thing that Kun Khalifa also did the last time, claiming that Lagos is no man's land? Is that what you've been facing?
So that's what we've been facing. Let me just take our memory back. We had a game against 3SC last season. And then we had this, this same kind of issues. And then, we're saying that these are restricted areas. See, the problem is this, in Nigerian Premier League, there's this anyhowness. People do things the way they like. People break protocols. It's rampant if you go to away games. People believe that, okay, if I say I'm this, I'm Mr. Lagbaja, I'm Mr. A, I can have access to, anywhere I want to have access to. But this is Lagos. We have our security, the stadium has its security architecture.
Well, that security architecture is what Plateau United is alleging. Let me just state this. According to their press release made today on their official handle, it said during halftime, with the scoreline still goalless, members of our technical crew, including the team manager, Mayopela Bulus Guy, and the goalkeeper coach Tayo Shegun, observed disturbances in the referee's dressing area involving individuals who appear to be under the influence of alcohol.
Wow.
Coach Shegun was physically assaulted while attempting to report the situation and ensure the safety of our staff. Following the development, the sporting director, Barrister Gideon Izang, and the chief security officer, Itumu, attempted to reach the match commissioner to make an official report. Access was unfortunately obstructed, and in the ensuing commotion, additional individuals became involved, further worsening the situation. So,
let me respond to that. So, I was at the VIP. The match commissioner was at the VIP. The sporting director of Plateau United was also at the VIP. So if there's any complaint to make, you are not allowed to make that complaint in a place that they said is restricted. You can as well make your complaint during the second half or before the halftime. I don't know maybe you
understand what you're saying.
So now what really happened was you were trying to force their way into restricted areas. And this is Lagos. This is Lagos. The security personnel, you guys can't just do this. And I don't know what really transpired in the course of that. But the truth of the matter is that nobody was injured. I didn't see any injury inflicted on any member of Plateau United.
Barrister, the sporting director was on the show last night.
That can be a makeup. That can be.
Maybe that's where VDM got his inspiration.
No. You can.
But they also claim, Plateau United also claim that they have that the incident was documented through images and videos, and they will be submitted to the relevant authorities. We are in the days of AI. There's nothing you cannot, Doctor.
But Wale, I want to quickly ask Wale if I could.
Yeah.
Are you not, as a top official of Ikorodu City, are you not worried that these cases have happened not just once, not just twice?
Where was the first time?
Like we've just mentioned, Kun Khalifa. You mentioned
what happened again?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You have to. You just have to explain what happened.
What I'm saying here is that it seems like.
Did we have a case of harassment?
Wale, can I land?
Okay.
Shooting stars. You mentioned. You confirmed that. Kun Khalifa.
It wasn't a case of harassment.
What I'm saying is that are you not worried that there is a sense that when we come to Lagos, we're just not, it's not hospitable enough.
No, Lagos is hospitable. So here is the thing. People feel that they have this sense of we can do whatever we want to do because this is Lagos. They have this mentality that Lagos is a no man's land, so we can come to Lagos and dictate how the home team will operate, in Lagos because it's Lagos.
But what has given you that sort of?
Because that has been the usual way. That has been their usual ways whenever they come to Lagos, and we've been facing this problem week in, week out. But when we go to away ground and they say, look, you can't go past this area, blah, 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 we have to stay, we have to remain at wherever they ask us to stay. We don't say this is Kano, is no man's land. This is Aba, is no man's land. We don't say that.
Wale, just to wrap this up, are you apprehensive that this might blow back in terms of when you do go and visit the likes of Kun Khalifa in Owerri or Plateau United in Jos, that they might reciprocate, in quotes?
From experience, because like I was mentioned, when Shooting Stars came to Lagos, they went back to Ibadan, and they spread falsehood, just like Plateau United are doing. And we went to Ibadan for the second leg, and we saw what happened.
We remember what happened.
We thank God that nobody was killed, after the one. So I think we are apprehensive. But at the end, at the same time, we'll look for, we'll find a way around it when we get to the second round.
The best way to go around it is to inform the
authorities,
authorities,
the security personnel as well.
Yes, and I think this should be done in an official capacity. Both Plateau's complaints, don't just make it a social media affair on your page.
Yeah.
Let the league organizers let them be aware of it, because we want to protect the game. We want the fans to enjoy the game. We don't want teams fighting. We don't want, we were lucky last season in Ibadan when Ikorodu went to 3SC. Yeah. Remember that game?
Yeah, they needed escorts to
that led to Shooting Stars playing the rest of their season behind closed doors and missing out on a continental place. So we don't want that kind of thing, and we want to preserve the integrity and the sanctity of the game. Young people should be able to come to the stadium to watch. So let this be an official issue. And Wale, Ikorodu are now league leaders. So you have to
act like leaders.
Act like leaders.
But we are babies.
You are leaders, right? You are on top of the log right now.
Leading.
So everybody will be coming to fight you. Everybody will be coming to pull you down.
You have a target at your back.
Yeah, so you have to prepare, have the capacity to absorb, and teams can do anything to get 3 points.
Yeah. So Wale, so far 13 games in, is it safe to say that your team's target this year is a place on the continent or winning the league? Which one is it?
Winning the league is fine. Continental ticket is fine. But I think we have our own objectives.
You want to share?
Club. Our objective.
To survive.
Let's be realistic. We are just 3 years, old in.
Last year you were in the top, almost in the top 4.
We are just 3 years old.
We were in the top 4 last year.
We are just 3 years old in the Nigerian.
But you were in the top 4 last
year. We are still
season.
babies.
So
and it's still early days.
Going to progress on that.
It's still early days. We just played. This weekend was 13.
Matchday 13.
And Nigerian Premier League is very, very.
That's
funny.
1/3 of the league already gone.
Yeah. And people are saying Ikorodu City are on the top of the table. We have 24 points. Nasarawa has 24 points.
Rivers also have a game in hand.
Rivers also have a game in hand.
But game in hand.
The 24 points. Yeah.
Are you winning the league, or do you want to qualify for the?
We are just fighting for survival.
I like the modesty.
No. Just fighting for survival. I think that for a club that has spent how many years in the Premier League now?
Just 2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons. I can understand this standpoint. You just want to be stable, but the way the NPFL is so unpredictable,
so fluid. Yeah.
You need to be able to give yourself a fighting chance. You need to be able to believe in your chance as well.
Yeah.
So, in my predictions for the season, I put them in the top 3.
Saying we want to survive, does that connote that
we
are not trying to believe in ourselves?
No, they're trying to be modest.
Yes, I understand.
Let's be modest.
I understand the implication of going on the continent. It's very expensive.
Yeah, but it's lucrative these days.
And when you go
Plateau City have multitude of sponsors.
But the sponsorship may be tailored towards just keeping them
in the NPFL
to be able to maintain.
I start to be corrected. And Ikorodu are the most sponsored club in the NPFL when it comes to brand identification.
Yeah, but
big sponsors.
So is that for sure?
No, but do you know the teams they're competing against?
I know they're playing against government teams.
Do you know the budget? Okay, Wale. Yeah, we have the most sponsors in the team.
Yeah,
but do you know the ones? Yes.
Private club. Private club. Do you know the budget of running a Premier League team in
the hold on, we keep hearing so many stories regarding this. How much does it cost to maintain a Premier League team in the NPFL for 1 season?
For 1 season,
on an average,
you have like 550,000. 550 million. On average.
That's $500 million.
That's $500 million.
Yeah. I mean, the cost of their sponsorships around that.
That's why
I won't mention the sponsors.
We have to
the sponsors we have. Do you think in just 2 years we are not Enyimba, we are not Kano Pillars, we are not Rangers, we are not 3SC? Do you think these sponsors can give Ikorodu City?
Do you know what they are? They are a Premier League club based in the commercial nerve.
Yeah.
And that's why we have. That's why we have.
Gentlemen, we have to move on. We really have to move on. We have to move on.